In the darkest days of World War II, when Britain stood alone against Nazi Germany, Prime Minister Winston Churchill gave a chilling yet defiant order: set Europe ablaze. From that command emerged one of the most secretive and daring organizations of the war, the Special Operations Executive, or SOE. Their mission? To wage a secret war, sabotage, espionage, and resistance behind enemy lines. Be sure to watch to the end for a fun fact about one of the members of the SOE. The birth of the SOE. The SOE was officially formed in July 1940, merging three existing secret branches: Section D of MI6, sabotage operations; the Electra House propaganda arm; and the War Office's MIR, responsible for irregular warfare. Churchill wanted a force that could do what conventional armies couldn't: disrupt, destroy, and destabilize the Nazi war machine from within. They recruited scientists, linguists, mechanics, and ordinary men and women with extraordinary courage. Training took place in remote country estates across Britain. Obstacle courses, hand-to-hand combat, demolition, Morse code, and parachuting. The graduates would be dropped behind enemy lines. Knowing capture meant torture or death. The mission in France. Nowhere was the SOE more active than France. Under the code name F Section, agents coordinated sabotage operations and supplied weapons to the growing French resistance. They cut railway lines, blew up supply depots, and transmitted intelligence vital to Allied commanders preparing for the liberation of Europe. But perhaps the most remarkable element of the SOE wasn't its bombs. It was its people, particularly its women. The women of the SOE. Violette Szabo, the relentless agent. Violette Szabo was just 23 years old when she volunteered for the SOE. Half French and fluent in the language, she was recruited after her husband, a French Foreign Legion officer, was killed in action. In 1944, she parachuted into France to organize resistance groups ahead of the Normandy invasion. When ambushed by German forces, she fought a running gun battle, covering the escape of her comrades before being captured. Tortured and later executed at Ravensbrück concentration camp, Szabo's courage became legendary. She was posthumously awarded the George Cross, one of Britain's highest honors for bravery. Noor Inayat Khan, the silent voice of freedom. Noor Inayat Khan was an unlikely spy, a gentle, soft-spoken musician, and the daughter of an Indian Sufi mystic. Yet in 1943, she became the first female radio operator sent into Nazi-occupied France. Radio operators were lifelines to London, but they were also the most hunted. The Gestapo could track a signal in minutes. When her network was betrayed, Noor refused to abandon Paris. For months, she transmitted vital intelligence while constantly changing locations. Eventually captured, she refused to reveal any information, even under torture. Her last recorded word before execution was simply "Liberté." Noor was posthumously awarded the George Cross and the Croix de Guerre. Nancy Wake, the White Mouse. Nancy Wake, the White Mouse, was one of the Gestapo's most wanted women. A New Zealand-born journalist turned resistance leader, she smuggled Allied pilots out of France and helped coordinate sabotage missions. When she joined the SOE, her toughness became legendary. She parachuted into the Auvergne region before D-Day, organizing nearly 7,000 resistance fighters. Wake led ambushes, destroyed rail lines, and masterminded attacks that disrupted German reinforcements moving toward Normandy. Her daring earned her medals from Britain, France, and the United States. Odette Sansom, the survivor. Odette Sansom, a mother of 3, volunteered after seeing the destruction of Dunkirk. Caught during a mission in France, she endured brutal torture and imprisonment at Ravensbrück. Despite being starved and beaten, she never betrayed her fellow agents. After the war, she testified against her captors and became one of the most decorated women of the conflict. How the SOE helped win D-Day. By 1944, the SOE's operations were in full swing across Europe. As Allied forces prepared for Operation Overlord, the invasion of Normandy, SOE agents and the resistance played a crucial supporting role. They crippled German communication lines, destroyed railways and bridges, and delayed troop movements to the beaches. In the days before D-Day, thousands of coordinated sabotage acts, codenamed Operation Jedburgh and Operation Sussex, isolated German divisions and created chaos behind enemy lines. One general later remarked, "A work of the SOE shortened the war by at least 6 months." Legacy and impact. By war's end, more than 13,000 men and women had served in the SOE. Nearly 1 in 3 never returned. Yet their legacy endures in the freedom of Europe and the spirit of resistance they inspired. Their courage set the foundation for modern special forces and intelligence operations. The women of the SOE proved that bravery knows no gender, only conviction. Today, memorials in London and Paris bear their names: Violette Szabo, Noor Inayat Khan, Nancy Wake, Odette Sansom, ordinary women who became extraordinary heroes. In Churchill's words, they truly did set Europe ablaze. And now for the fun fact about one of the members of the SOE. Joan Bright Astley was a British intelligence officer who worked directly for the Director of Paramilitary Operations and later for the Chief of Staff for Defense. She was one of the co-founders of the Special Operations Executive, SOE. She organized the Special Information Center, SIC, for Winston Churchill during World War II. Her ability to keep secrets made her in exceptionally high demand as a personal assistant, and she was regarded by Winston Churchill to be exceptionally intelligent. She briefly dated James Bond creator Ian Fleming, and is believed to be one of the 3 or 4 women whose attributes were used by him for the character of Miss Moneypenny. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, along with click that reminder bell to be notified of new content.
Comments are welcome. Please share your thoughts.